I'm in the Mass Media Group, the California Capital's premier YouTube channel focused on reparations, dedicated to political advocacy and unapologetically aimed at shining a spotlight on our righteous justice claim for reparations. Tune in to ETM Media Group YouTube channel Tuesdays at 9 p.m. PST.
We do show intros, show outros, voiceover, script copy, 15 and 30-second promos. Check us out at etmmediagroup.com. That's etmmediagroup.com for more info and updates and to get involved. What's up, birds?
What's happening back in his house?
It's Emin, the Mass Media Group, back at you once again. So before we get into the topic of the discussion, want to mention that we will be in the building in Oaktown, Bay Area, and back down November the 6th. And yep, that's sponsored by the ARCC, CJEC, and ETM Media Group will be in the building. And we'll also have some raffle prizes. So hopefully, if there's anybody in Northern California and would like to stop through, it's at the 81st Avenue branch, Oakland Public Library. And obviously that's in Oakland, California.
Pull up, family.
Pull up.
Okay, so a lot in the news. Like, should we get into it? We weren't here last week because we were covering the reparations task force. That was a long day indeed. But we will be recapping what happened at the reparations task force meeting in October, the 4th meeting next Tuesday.
Yeah, speaking of that, later on in the show, we'll actually go ahead and we're probably gonna next week actually have a recap of the 4th. There's actually a lot to unpack in the last meeting, so we have to prepare that. Get some slides, get some video, chop it up for everybody. So we'll definitely make note of that. But I guess should we get in the news in the meantime?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I say to Colin Powell, who's the first Black U.S. Secretary of State. He passed away of COVID-19 complications amid cancer battle. Colin Powell, the first Black U.S. Secretary of State, whose leadership in several Republican administrations helped shape American foreign policy in the last years of the 20th century and the early years of the 21st, has transitioned from complications from COVID-19, his family said on Facebook. He was 84. General Colin L. Powell, former U.S. Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, passed away this morning due to complications from COVID-19, the Powell family wrote on Facebook, noting he was fully vaccinated. Powell had multiple melanoma, a cancer of plasma cells that suppresses the body's immune response, as well as Parkinson's. Peggy Cifrino, Powell's longtime chief of staff, confirmed to CNN. Even if fully vaccinated against COVID-19, those who are immunocompromised are at greater risk from the virus. Quote, "We have lost a remarkable and loving husband, father, grandfather, and a great American," the family said. Powell was a distinguished and trailblazing professional soldier whose career took him from combat duty in Vietnam to becoming the first Black national security advisor during the end of Ronald Reagan's presidency and the youngest and first African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under President George H.W. Bush. His national popularity soared in the aftermath of the U.S.-led coalition victory during the Gulf War, and for a time in the mid-90s, he was considered a leading contender to become the first Black president of the United States. But his reputation would be forever stained when, as George W. Bush's first Secretary of State, he pushed faulty intelligence before the United Nations to advocate for the Iraq War, which he would later call a, quote, blot on his record. May he rest in power, may he rest in peace.
Rest in power, Ashe. Okay. Haiti kidnapped 400 Mawazo accused of U.S. missionary kidnap. A notorious gang is behind the kidnap of a group of North American missionaries near Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, officials say. The 5 men, 7 women, and 5 children were returning from a visit to an orphanage when they were abducted on Saturday, October 16th. Officials say they are being held by the 400 Mawazo gang, also blamed for the kidnap of Catholic clergy in April. Haiti has one of the highest rates of kidnapping in the world. This year has been particularly bad, with more than 600 kidnappings recorded in the first 3 quarters of 2021 compared to 231 over the same period last year, according to a local civil society group. The rise has come in the wake of President Jovenel Moise's assassination in July as rival factions fight to gain control of the country in the face of a struggling police force. And I saw an update that there has been a ransom demand issue for $17 million. So I'm assuming that's $1 million per head.
Jury selection begins for trial of 3 men charged in Ahmaud Arbery's death. Attorneys resumed questioning potential jurors Tuesday in the trial of 3 white men charged with chasing and killing Ahmaud Arbery, with several jury pool members saying they know the defendants or other people close to the case. By early afternoon, Superior Court Judge Timothy Walmsley had not declared anyone qualified to remain in the final group from which the jury will be chosen. At least 11 pool members have been dismissed since jury selection began Monday afternoon. The fatal shooting of Arbery on a residential street outside the port city of Brunswick on February 23, 2020 sparked a national outcry after a cell phone video of the killing leaked online 2 months later. Father and son Greg and Travis McMichael and a neighbor, William Rhodey Bryan, are charged with the murder and other crimes in the 25-year-old black man's death. Jury duty notices were mailed to 1,000 people in coastal Glenn County, with 600 ordered to report Monday and the remainder on deck for next week if needed. The huge jury pool underscores how Arbery's slaying dominated the news, social media feeds, and workplace chatter locally.
Justice for Ahmaud Arbery, and may those murderers rot in jail.
Yep.
3 children attacked a black woman. A sheriff's deputy arrived and beat her more. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office is investigating a deputy accused of holding a black woman by her hair and slamming her head repeatedly into the pavement with such force that a witness to the September 20 incident said it ripped several of Chantel Arnold's braids from her scalp. A 14-second video captured the incident in the New Orleans suburb where, for decades, black residents have accused the sheriff's office of targeting them. It was the second time that hour that Arnold had been assaulted. By the time the deputies arrived, she said she had already fended off an attack from some local boys. In an interview, the 34-year-old Arnold, who has not been previously identified, told the news organizations she had needed the police's protection, but protection is not what she got. Let's take a look at exactly what Chantel Arnold got.
They
That was completely unnecessary.
Yep, I see a lawsuit happening right now. After fighting for clean drinking water since 2018, a Michigan city will finally get lead-free lines. Residents of Benton Harbor, Michigan, a predominantly black city that has dealt with elevated lead levels in its water for at least 3 years, have welcomed an announcement by the governor that all lead lines in the city would be replaced over the next 18 months. Governor Gretchen Whitmer promised an all hands on deck approach to addressing the water crisis that has been plaguing this impoverished city since at least 2018. Whitmer had previously proposed removing the service lines within 5 years, a timetable residents and environmental groups said was unacceptable. On Thursday, amid growing uproar from those who say Benton Harbor residents had lived with poor water quality for far too long, Whitmer issued a directive to speed up the removal process and to launch an all of government to ensure the Southwest Michigan city has access to safe water.
Chicago Sky won their first WNBA title, erasing an 11-point deficit in the fourth quarter of a clincher at Wintrust Arena. We did it because we believed. Congratulations, ladies.
Shout out to Chicago Sky. The Wendy Williams Show will return without Wendy Williams, guest host to fill in. The Wendy Williams Show must go on even without Wendy Williams. After delaying the premiere of season 14 several times due to the host's ongoing health issues, the show announced on Tuesday that it will return with new episodes starting Monday, October 18th. However, instead of Williams hosting, there will be guest hosts and panels filling in for her, though they have yet to be announced. Wendy continues to be under medical supervision and meets with her medical team on a daily basis. She is making progress, but is experiencing serious complications as a direct result of Graves' disease and her thyroid condition. It has been determined that more time is needed before she is able to return to her live hosting duties, read the show's statement. In 2018, Williams revealed that she suffers from Graves' disease, an immune system disorder that results in the overproduction of thyroid hormones. In the statement, the Wendy Williams Show is adamant that she will return as host.
The Wendy Williams Show must go on.
Yep.
Former ATL Hawks guard Brandon Goodwin says getting the jab ended his playing season. The NBA tenure of former Atlanta Hawks point guard Brandon Goodwin ended early last season with mild respiratory illness, per the team's front office documentation from last May. Goodwin recently revealed his version of last season's story on a Twitch broadcast. It all started when he received the COVID-19 vaccine last spring. Goodwin referred to the repeated games Atlanta played against Philadelphia 76 on April 28th and April 30th during his explanations. Quote, "I got sick and I never quite recovered from it. I would always have back pains. I was just super tired in the games." In the 2021 NBA postseason, the Hawks played at home for 3 games starting May 1st through 5th. Goodwin kept it all the way real in regard to what he believed caused his season-ending health problems. Quote, "My back really started hurting. Then I'm like, okay, I need to go to the doctor. That's when I found out I had blood clots. That's all within the span of a month. I was fine until then. I was fine up until I took the vaccine. I was fine," Goodwin revealed. The blood clots had been declared an unusual consequence of the Janssen COVID-19 vaccine by Johnson & Johnson, based on claims from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. Quote, people trying to tell you, no, it's not the vaccine, but how do they know? You just don't know, he added.
Howard Stern rips Kyrie Irving over vax stance. Top idiot in the country. Howard Stern just went off on Kyrie Irving, calling the NBA star an idiot and a douchebag over his anti-COVID vaccine stance. In terms of idiots, he's got to be the top idiot in the country right now, Stern said of Irving. Guy's got a chance as a young man to make millions of dollars. All he's got to do is get vaccinated, but he doesn't want to get vaccinated. Stern said that's one of the dumbest things he's ever heard, explaining he believes Irving is straight up stupid. I don't know who runs the Brooklyn Nets, but I wish they were running the country, Stern said. Irving has previously stated he's not against getting the vaccine, but claims his stance is to shine a light on those losing jobs over strict mandates forcing people to get the jab. The Nets will officially open their season without Irving on Tuesday against the Bucks.
Well, that's today. That happened, and they lost. And that's in the news.
All right, well, welcome back. So, once again, we are going to be in Oakland, California, November 6th. Please show up. Please show up. And next week, we're going to have a very, very well-informed show about the task force. If anyone hasn't seen it, go check it out right here on Emendaments Media Group. We taped it. It's a very interesting. I don't know. For me, I thought it was actually probably one of the better, or not if the best and most informative and productive task force meeting. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think they had some really good experts on the panel. I think it's just going to be getting better and better as they, get into the swing of things. And that was the fourth meeting. The next one will be the fifth. So yeah, looking forward to more great information coming from the task force, California Reparations Task Force.
Most definitely. And shout out to everybody. Thanks for coming through. Theo, Citizen Edge, Darlene. Thanks everyone for showing up and showing out as we do it. So, this is going to be very interesting. Hopefully, within the next task force meetings, we'll definitely want to clarify the eligibility, for people to descend from U.S. chattel slavery, because finally they started talking about it. I thought that was going to be one of the first topics that they were going to get into, but this was the fourth meeting that they even, said something about it.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and get that in the can, figure out who's eligible. I mean, we know who's eligible, but we need to just go ahead and, like I said, make it official.
Yeah, but we're definitely going to get into it next week and get those comments as well. We'll probably run some of those comments and some of those. Man, we had some fire public comments. Angela, obviously, Nirvana, she be always coming through, but everybody was on fire. Let's see here. I think, should we go into the topic, or?
Yeah, we can get into the topic. I just want to say the next meeting coming up in December is going to be focused on the entertainment industry and the systemic racism that is prevalent in that industry. So you can make your recommendations to the task force who you'd like to see on the panel. Is there anyone you'd like to see on that entertainment panel?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the 8th and the 9th, right?
Yes.
That's still good. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Oh man, there's so many people. I know this is going to sound controversial, Anybody in the comments, please, we would also like your recommendations as well. Believe it or not, I mean, some people probably would disagree with me, but I like actually to see Byron Allen on the platform, because at least he has experience, with suing a large and going through the profit with a large company. So he actually has the experience. I don't know how many people actually had that experience. And then from historical perspective, I would say Spike Lee. I think he'd be good to be on there. I don't know, maybe Ice Cube. I'm just trying to think about some people on the entertainment side.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ice Cube on the expert witness panel because he was instrumental in getting AB 3121 passed. He was there at the signing, a virtual signing, as you know, because we were all there. But I'd like to see him. And in addition to that, he has his contract with Black America. And there's a whole section on what needs to be done in the entertainment industry. And he actually attached that section to reparations. He had more to say about what needs to be done in the entertainment industry than what needs to be done about actual reparations. So, I'd like him to come and explain that in detail to the task force for sure. And then my other pick, just because he's hot topic right now, would be Dave Chappelle. I mean, he walked away from $50 million Comedy Central contract back in the day because he said he just couldn't take the white supremacy that he was up against.
Yes, he did 50 G's and was 50 G's. I think it was a little bit more than 50 G's. 50 million and was gone.
A million here, a million there. And you can walk away from that because you can't take it. The systemic structures. That's saying something.
Yeah, it looks like Citizen Edge said LeBron James on the sports side would be interesting.
King James, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd like to see. I think even if I'm recall correctly, I think somebody even spray painted the N-word on his home. I don't know if anybody in the chat can confirm that, but if I recall correctly, so he can definitely testify about that. And that's in California, the most liberal state in the union.
Oh, in California? I was thinking maybe it would happen in Cleveland when they was hating on him. When they was hating on him because he had to bounce so he could win a championship. I digress.
Yeah. Yep, that's right here in the most liberal state in the union, California.
We're learning all about California's complicity and culpability in all of this. Yeah. So that's why you want to tune into task force meetings and you want to like, subscribe, and share ETM content because we will be tracking task force activity.
Most definitely. All right. So I guess let's start getting into it. Let's see. Is this the first? There you go. Okay, family. So there is the link. It's at leginfo.legislature.ca.gov. We'll go ahead and post that into the chat later for everybody so everyone can check that out. We'll go ahead and pull that up for you as we're going through the document. And also, forgot to mention, if anybody is willing and able, you can actually give us a call. The phone lines are up at 720-740-9699. That's 720-740-9699. Hit that access code at 657-2569. That's 657-2569. All right.
Give us a call. Are there any bills that you were happy to get signed, or any bills that you were, unhappy to see get vetoed? Let us know.
All right. So, Kim, do you mind actually reading off the first couple while I try to go ahead and get that link for the family?
Certainly. So, Governor Newsom's issues legislative update. And this happened, his update happened on October the 8th, published October the 8th. Sacramento. Governor Gavin Newsom today announced that he has signed the following bills. AB 36 made it through, and that was authored by Assemblymember James Gallagher. Design, build, contracting, Town of Paradise. So that appears that they want to get Paradise built back up. They've been going through some tough times with fires. Then we've got AB 43 made it through by Assemblymember Laura Friedman, Democrat out of Glendale, for traffic safety. Then we've got AB 57 by Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel, Democrat out of Encino, law enforcement hate crimes. So I did pull this bill up just to take a quick look at it. As far as hate crimes go, Black people weren't mentioned in it at all, but they did have Asian hate up there right at the top, and people being targeted for hate crimes with disabilities. So I just thought that was interesting that, Black people were not mentioned at all, even though I've seen, articles saying that hate crimes up against Black people are, up.
So no anti-Black hate crime.
No anti-Black hate crimes. So, but seems like they're going to be, really, really drilling down on the crimes that they do consider hate crimes. Then we've got AB 100 that made it through. Assemblymember Chris Holden, Pasadena. Drinking water, endpoint devices, lead content. We just had a story about how important clean drinking water is, so that sounds like a good thing. We've got AB 107 by Assemblymember Rudy Salas, a Democrat out of Bakersfield. Licensure, veterans, and military spouses. So if you're a veteran, come from military, you might want to read up on that one. That's AB 107. Then we've got AB 118 by Senator Sidney Kamlinger, a Democrat out of Los Angeles. Department of Social Services Crisis Grant. I did read up on that one a little bit. It was about creating some grant funding to give to organizations in the community so they can do more community policing as frontline response rather than sending the police. So looks like they are spending the resources for more community policing on that.
I wonder what Citizen Edge has to think about that one. That sounds pretty positive.
Yeah, sounds positive. Then we've got AB 124, Senator Sidney Kamlinger again, Democrat out of Los Angeles, criminal procedure. AB 172 by the Committee on Budget, Human Services. AB 229 by Assemblymember Chris Holden, Democrat out of Pasadena, private investigators, proprietary security services. I wonder what Citizen Edge has to say about that one too. Private security service and alarm companies training use of force. So that's AB 229. AB 304 by Assemblymember Bill Quirk, a Democrat out of Hayward, contaminated sites, waste releases, or surface or groundwater contamination, local oversight, remedies, remedial actions. Yes, so that sounds like another good one. Get people clean drinking water. AB 333 by Senator Sidney Kamlinger, Democrat out of Los Angeles, participation in a criminal street gang enhanced sentence. Okay. AB 335 by Assemblymember Tasha Bower Harvath, a Democrat out of Encinitas, California, Consumer Privacy Act of 2018, vessel information. AB 379 by Assemblymember James Gallagher, a Republican, Yuba City, wildlife conservation. AB 592 by Assemblymember Laura Friedman, a Democrat out of Glendale, foster youth transitional housing. AB 707 by Assemblymember Bill Quirk, Democrat out of Hayward, Mercury Thermostat Collection Act of 2021. A signing message can be found here. So did you pop that link in the chat so the people can go to the actual document and pull up some of the messages that are attached to these? Okay, perfect.
And go to the link and you could get further information on all these wonderful bills that are going to affect everybody here, at least in California.
All right, so that was the Thermostat Collection Act, is AB 707. We have AB 764, Assemblymember Sabrina Cervantes, Democrat out of Riverside, contempt of court, victim intimidation.
All right. On to the next one. Since you did such a wonderful job, I guess I'll take the next slide.
We saw you.
AB 850, James Gallagher, city property, sale of water utility property. AB 861, mobile home parks, rental restrictions and management. AB 896, oil and gas wells and facilities, liens, collections, unit. So I guess anybody who's involved in the oil and gas wells, hopefully this won't affect you. Hopefully it'll be a positive thing, but I don't know. I guess depends on the bill, right? AB 900, charitable trusts. AB 917, Richard Bloom, vehicles, video imaging of parking violations. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I wonder how that's going to be some invasion of privacy, but
yeah, I don't know how much I like that one, but I'll have to read further up on the bill.
AB 1066, Richard Bloom, priority inland water.
Hey, I think you missed one. AB 970.
I was trying to miss that one. Yeah, thank you. AB 970, Kevin McCarty, planning and zoning, electric vehicle charging stations.
That's going to be important for our 40 acres and a Tesla.
40 acres and a Tesla. Shout out to Cash Gains. AB 1126. I did not read. Man, Richard Bloom, man, that dude is just writing all kind of bills and get passed. I think we need to contact Richard Bloom, see if
have him sign on to some of our legislation.
AB 105 that didn't get passed, right? Priority inland water contact recreation sites. Richard Bloom, maybe I think I read that one, but I read it again. Commission on the State of Hate. All right, so
State of Hate. I'll have to pull that one up and see if what they're talking about.
Yeah, hopefully they have some anti-black legislation in there.
Doubt it.
All right. AB 1250, Lisa Calderon, Water and Sewer System Corporations, Consolidation of Service. AB 1261, State Air Resources Board, Greenhouse Gas Emissions Incentive Programs. AB 1390, State Lands, School and Lieu Lands. AB 1422, Health Facilities, Critical Care Units, Critical Care Unit Program Flexibility. AB 1452, by Assembly Member Philip Ting, Pilot Program, Increased Fee for Low-Income Jurors, Criminal Trials. I guess that's good for people.
Increased fee for low-income jurors. How much is the juror fee? What do they pay you to sit on these juries?
I mean, I have. Well, first of all, have you ever served on a jury?
No, I kind of feel a way about it. I've never been selected to sit on a jury.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, kind of lucky you. I served on one several years ago. It had to be like 12, 13 some years ago. I can't remember anyway. I do remember serving, and I mean, you get paid pennies. I mean, you're like, I mean, it, I know some employers actually pay for time off to serve, as a juror, but there's like a limit to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this: look, if the trial's going to go beyond a certain time, I would just say, look, you guys got to do what you got to do. But I mean, I wouldn't be missing my work, for getting pennies. So, but I guess it's our civic duty or whatever.
Yes, it is your civic duty.
Where are we at here? Pilot program. All right. AB 1476, Park Properties, City of Modesto, Beard Brook Park. AB 1540, Criminal Procedure, Resentencing. SB 68, Building Electrification and Electric Vehicle Charging. Wow.
Woo.
So they got, looks like 2 bills that got passed regarding electrical vehicles.
It's coming. Okay, SB 81, Senator Nancy Skinner, sentencing dismissal of enhancements. SB 206 by Senator Mike McGuire, firefighters, procedural bill of Rights Act, Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, temporary appointments. SB 211 by Senator Thomas Umberg, State Bar, Board of Trustees reports complaints attorneys, annual license fee, California Lawyers Association, Legal Services Trust Fund Commission, expenditure of funds. SB 221, Senator Scott Weiner, healthcare coverage, timely access to care. SB 255, Senator Anthony Portantino, healthcare coverage, employer associations. SB 297, Senator Maria Elena Durazo, subsurface installation penalties. Okay, SB 354, Senator Nancy Skinner, public social services. SB 406, Senator Henry Stern, oil gas operations, notice of intention, investigations, data availability. SB 383 by Senator Ben Allen, resentencing to remove sentencing enhancements. SB 498, Senator Thomas Umberg, funds for the provision of legal services to indigent persons, disabled veterans. SB 510, Senator Richard Pan, healthcare coverage, COVID-19 cost sharing. A signage message can be found here. I have to go read that signing message on that. Cost sharing. Who's sharing these costs? SB 541, Senator Patricia Bates, substance use disorder treatment facilities and program. Disclosure of license and certification status. SB 567, Senator Stephen Bradford, criminal procedure sentencing.
Shout out to Stephen Bradford.
Shout out.
One of the California Task Force members.
589, SB 589, Senator Ben Husso, air pollution, alternative vehicles, and vehicle infrastructure. SB 694, Senator Bradford again, fire prevention, electrical corporations, wildfire mitigation, workforce diversity.
All right, so I guess these are the last of the bills that Governor Gavin Newsom passed. SB 709, a Forest Practice Act of 1973, timber harvesting plans extensions. SB 716, land use, habitat restoration and enhancement mitigation plans. SB 718, healthcare coverage, small employer groups. That's good for small businesses. SB 742, vaccination sites, unlawful activities, obstructing, intimidating, or harassing. SB 790, wildlife connectivity actions, compensatory mitigation credits.
All right, so those are the bills that got by, and these are the bills that went bye-bye. Governor Newsom issues legislative update. The governor also announced that he has vetoed the following bills. AB 105, Assemblymember Chris Holden. The Upward Mobility Act of 2021, boards and commissions, civil service, examinations, classification, a veto message can be found here. So fam, I want to encourage you to grab that link that we put in the chat, go over to the link so you can read the veto message. That is the bill that we in CJAC ETM, we were in support of and pushing for that. Didn't happen that time, but we are going to keep fighting the good fight.
Oh, and just by the way, if you notice, a lot of these have messages. So I don't know if you're going to repeat that, but everybody can go on the link that's in the chat to see the messages on why the governor or his administration decided to actually veto some of these bills.
Right. And I read up on this one a little bit. He said that it was just going to cost too much money. And actually, it's something that should be considered as part of the state annual budget. So there may be, room for something in the future towards that. They just want to, be prepared to have the money, or at least that's how his message read.
All right.
All right. AB 122. Vehicles, required stops, bicycles, also has a veto message. AB 226, children's crisis, psychiatric residential treatment facilities, also has a message. And I think that one got vetoed. We did look over it, as they wanted, more oversight, which definitely there should always be more oversight when you're dealing with the chairing. AB 369, Medi-Cal services, persons experiencing homelessness, a veto message. AB 375, community colleges, part-time employees. AB 412, California Commission on Human Rights. AB 603, law enforcement settlements, judgments, and reporting. I did read up on that one. Kevin McCarthy, a Democrat of Sacramento, put that one up. He's also part of the California Black Caucus, because I was reading over some bills that, the Black Caucus put up that were vetoed. And this one, he just wanted the information about these law enforcement payouts, because they're paying out, huge sums of money, millions and millions of dollars. even they said in Sacramento, he saw that Sacramento paid like $2 million to get this insurance fund to pay up. So Sacramento's already planning to pay people for dirty deeds. So he's like, this information needs to be more transparent and put right out there up on their websites. But it was vetoed, and Newsom's one of the reasons for vetoing it is he says that information is available through public information request if you want it. All right, and we've got AB 783, surface mine safety regulation. AB 872, leave of absence firefighters. AB 1035, Department of Transportation and local agencies, streets and highways, recycled materials. AB 1147, Regional Transportation Plan, Active Transportation Program.
All right, AB 1185, Student Financial Aid, Cal Grant Program. I wonder why that got vetoed. Probably need to look in that more further. AB 1215, Public Post-Secondary Education, University of California, Admissions Policy System-Wide Protocols. Assembly Member Philip Ting for AB 1238, Pedestrian Access. AB 1302, Commercial Cannabis Billboards, Placement Restrictions. AB 1456, Student Financial Aid, Cal Grant Program, Cal Grant Reform Act. So it looks like 2 different bills were vetoed regarding the Cal Grant Program. That's interesting. AB 1487, Legal Services Trust Fund Commission, Homelessness Prevention Fund, grants eviction or displacement. AB 1542, County of Yolo, Secured Residential Treatment Program. AB 1560, Distance Learning, Pupil Access, Computing Devices, and Broadband Internet Service. SB 110, Substance Use Disorder Services, Contingency Management Services. SB 524, Healthcare Coverage, Patient Steering.
All right, I think that's it on the bills.
That's it for the bills, family. So definitely check it out once again in the link that was provided. Actually, let me go back up and let me go through the comments, see if I can find it. Okay, so here's the link once again in the chat. Everybody can check that out. And let us know what you think. Hit us up at etmmediagroup@gmail.com. That's etmmediagroup@gmail.com to let us know which bills you think will affect the community the most or not, especially AB 105. I mean, we were really broken heart. That was a broken-hearted situation for the family because we thought that one was going to go through, especially with all our allies were on board too as well. I know there was maybe a few detractors, but for most, everybody was like, oh yeah, this is going to get passed, and it didn't. So I think if it was reworded and so forth, I think next time, if it does go through, because from what I understand, it actually passed both the Senate and the House. So I think a lot of people were actually quite surprised that, Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed that one.
Right. He's claiming it, like I said, claiming it's the price tag. And so we just got to, try again.
All right. So, I mean, I think...
Ooh, excuse.
Bless you. All right. It looks like Kim will be back in the building. So, in the meantime, let's go and you're back. Okay, you might need to... You want to get off mute or...
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I think it's probably time to wrap it up. What do you say?
I think it's about that time. Especially when you start sneezing.
I know.
I think it's time to go. So thanks, family, for coming through. We really appreciate your time. And just hanging in there with us, following the task force and doing what we need to do, to keep this train moving, because at the end of the day, we all we got. So that's about it. And shout out to Chris Lodgen, who's not here with us today, and CEO.
Not in the building.
Not in the building, but we definitely want to wish him a happy birthday. And we really appreciate him putting in the time and effort for people who are marginalized and unfortunately always on the back of the train. Even though we are very wonderful people, we built this country with our lives and our blood, our sweat, and our tears. So shout out to Chris Lodgen for keeping that train moving, bro.
Yeah, hope he's getting some rest and relaxation. I know he's been doing some work.
Yep. So I guess that's it, right?
All right. See you next time, family.
All right. Peace.
Here out at the Capitol,
Yes.
Sacramento, California.
Yes, we here, beautiful Sacramento, California Capitol. We are here at the Capitol to